taking the convo to high levels. Comment, like, and subscribe if you're enjoying Durable Minds Radio.
Listen here, bitch. It's not the trap or the traffic that's slow. It's your instructions, ho. You dig what I'm saying? I'm just trying to give you some better directions. It's E-money for the fee, bitch.
E-money, well, I be on the social media. I seen your page on the social media. We be in the game pages together. So I was very, very interested on interviewing you because I see a lot of people stereotyping you because of your race. So I
Right.
felt to ask, the real questions and get some substance behind it. So what I wanted to start asking you was, for starters, where are you from?
Born and raised in Pomona, California.
Okay. Pomona, California, Southern Cali. So,
Yes,
what
sir.
made you intrigued with the lifestyle? Was it females? Was it the males? Was it the original white folks? Was it just being outside? What got you intrigued with being in the lifestyle?
Um, first it didn't start with really intriguing. It was more about the cards that I was dealt.
You
I
said it was
made.
more.
So
Say
it
that
was the
again.
it was the cards that I was dealt and the options that I was given at the time. You know what I'm saying? I had a slut that was from the jungles in L.A. and she was free fucking a whole bunch of people. And so at that point, I found out late because I already, you know what I'm saying, I fell in love with the bitch. And
Uh huh.
at that point, it was more like, because I'm a Scorpio, I need to know who was it, where, how, when. I need all the details. And a lot of the times, when you're in that situation where you got a woman who's free fucking behind your back, when you try to inquire about the details, it's either going to hurt you more or you're going to do what I did, which at that point I manifested the pimping because
Oh, okay.
I manifested and transformed and, you know what I'm saying, straight into the pimping because at that point I had an option. I could either continue to be square and get all mad and butt hurt at the bitch for wanting to fuck around and free fuck,
Right.
or I could see this as an opportunity to be able to embrace it and make something out of it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So at that point, I ended up. I was the weed man at the time.
Right.
So I had this little bitch that was, ready to fuck around, whatever the case may be. She was doing it for free, and I told the bitch that we got to do it for a fee, and from that point, I had to get a little bit of a direction point because
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know what to do, how to
You have
do
to
it.
sharpen your tool. You have to sharpen your tool. You
Right.
still
I
you
didn't.
still care for the girl, and you see
Right.
that she's a little horn dog. So you have to go sharpen your tool to still be there for that woman and, you know, make it work for both of y'all, right?
Right. So at that point, you know what I'm saying. It was like I ended up rolling a couple blunts, and we got a famous blade here in Pomona, Holt, and so I ended up with the bitch that I had. I'd go pick up a hoe, and I'd give the bitch her own blunt to smoke, and that was my starting point. I said, "Where you been down at? Where have you played at? What websites you posting on?" And that little bit that I got from that hoe and that blunt was what started my endeavors in this game, to where from that point it was just a learning experience. You have to experience it in order to know what
Right,
you're doing. You know what I'm
right.
saying? Because a lot of the times, like, uh, I reference this a lot. You know what I'm saying? Because you have to understand, everyone tries to tell you that, oh, no, who laced you with the game? Who laced you with the game? Who brought you into the game? Trying to justify if you really supposed to be in the game or not. But when we break it down to some pimping and we talk about the very first pimp,
Right.
there was no one to lace him. There was no one to bring him into the game. There was no one to teach him the game. He had to do it through experience from himself, from being
Right.
out there, from doing it, from being there. You know what I'm saying? And so from that aspect, it was just me. I had to learn from experience. I had to get out there and start doing some pimping.
Okay.
And I slowly learned. I ended up having a bitch choose from Hoover. And at that point, I was unaware of the fee. I wasn't even operating off of a choosing fee. I was operating off of a bitch. You gonna get some hoeing money or you not?
No,
You know what I'm saying?
I let me ask you this, E Money. How old are you? Because I feel like we're similar in ages.
36.
Okay, I'm
Oh,
34.
okay, yeah. So we were on the same age.
Right, right. Because when you say you really wasn't tripping off a fee, it was just like, look, are we getting whole money or square money type shit? I can, relate to that being a young P in the game coming up, right?
Right.
So my next question was because from when you breaking it down, basically, you was fucking with a girl. You seen that she kind of wanted to be in a lifestyle, but she didn't even know it. That's why she was free fucking. You
Hmm.
utilized that information, and then once you got into it, you grew to it and you liked it, and it started growing on you, right?
Absolutely.
Okay, that's what's up. So once you got into the game in your earlier years, and whether you was playing the blade or have the bitches in the hotels or whatever, the people on the outside, well, the people that's in the game, but they looking at your program, was there stereotypes then? Was it stereotypes within your program about your skin complexion and all of that?
Nah, I wasn't really in because I wasn't out there. I wasn't associating. I didn't at that point. I didn't know about the circles. You feel me? I
Okay.
didn't. I didn't know about the circles. I didn't know where the circle was. So it was just me and the hoe at that point. So uh, it's more like what you. I experienced those stereotypes once I started making myself known. You
Right.
know,
Right.
when
Internet.
when I was unknown, there was no
Right.
stereotypes.
Right. Right.
You
I
know,
get what you're saying.
yeah.
So was with you and your brides, was there any was there any stereotypes within them? Now let me ask you, with all the brides you can deal with, all the females you dealt with, what all races have you dealt with?
Uh, well, so me specifically, I started off with more what I was attracted to because, like a good salesman,
Hold on,
right?
hold on, hold on.
Go ahead.
What are you attractive to?
Oh, I'm attracted to black hoes.
Okay, okay. Continue.
So, so in that point, like a good salesman can never sell something that he doesn't fully stand by. He doesn't have confidence in. You dig what I'm
Right,
saying? Like, but a salesman can really sell something that he has confidence in that he likes. You know what I'm saying?
right, right.
So in that aspect of things, I seen all positive things when it came to black females, humble, not requiring too much, too needy. Because a lot of these white hoes, they real needy. They need this, they need that. They spoiled. They that comes from the
It
princess
comes from the
effect.
household, right?
Yeah, it's the princess
Right,
effect. They grow
right,
up being treated like a princess, so when they grow older, they're expecting of everything without doing anything. You
right,
know what
right.
I'm
I
saying?
agree with that.
So I don't fuck with that. I like the more humble and all the black women I've ever fucked with, they have been like, how would I say, eh, they prefer white men over others from their own experience
Mm,
with, you know what I'm saying?
yeah.
So in that aspect, there was no stereotype from them. It was more just it was just, yeah, like I said, like you put it, it wasn't until I started making myself known on social media
Okay,
doing my
okay. So moving.
campaigning.
Okay, I get what you're saying, man. The internet. Once the internet started booming.
Right,
So when you was dealing with the black girls, right?
right.
Within your program, they they have some insecure? Did you have to give them game or knowledge? Like, look, there's going when there's going to be people probably talking about you choosing to fuck with me, and and we don't need to be worrying about that. Was there any type of speech that you had to give these broads, or it was just like blind eye?
Nah, it was more like the way that I operated in general didn't leave any room for insecurity. I wasn't, you know what I'm saying? I did get knocked for my first turnout, bitch, but then I got her right back. The,
Right.
the the P ended up taking her shopping and spending money out of his own pocket. Took like came up on damn near like 10 bags worth of stuff that he invested in the hoe, and she ended up calling me talking about I'm in this room. We need to get all the bags, and I went and swooped the bitch up, got everything that he invested in her, and we jammed out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So within that experience right there, that lets you know that the game only see green, right? Because it's all
Right,
about the structure of the game. If he came structured of the game, he might would have knocked you off, and never you would have never seen the bitch again.
right,
But he wasn't structured to the game like you was, and she seen that. That's why she came running back. It had
right,
nothing to do with color. Only the green is the color, right? Because we all colorblind to green, and
right.
I agree
Exactly.
with that.
That's the only
So once you
color that matters in this
right,
game.
so once you start jumping on the internet, why do you think people start trying to be like, oh, pimps are only black and this and that? Why do you think? Because the internet, because you put yourself out there. Why do you think they attack that?
So
Because we
it's
got
more,
white folks. We got like they got the documentary of white pimps and all of that.
but as you
Why
know
you think?
too, as when you try to do your research on white folks, you could tell that a lot of it's been attempted to be suppressed
Right,
by the results and how much you can find on white folks.
right.
You know what I mean? So there's a whole lot of suppression going on in that aspect because the reality is it's they're going off of perception. They
Mm-hmm.
perceive for it to be only a black man's sport because that is the majority that they have seen. But
Right.
that is only, here's the thing, that is only the majority they have seen because they have never been anywhere.
Mm. Well, this is what I want. Well, we're only talking about America, right? I mean, I could
Right,
see what you're
exactly.
saying
That's what I'm
overseas.
saying. In America is majority, right?
Mm-hmm.
But that don't mean that in anywhere else there is no other race of pimps.
But what I would do, what just to give a little pushback, what I would say to that, we can go in all the other countries, and I'm pretty sure they want to emulate the American pimp in those countries. It's
Right.
just like this, man. This is and because I look at the female state of it, right? If I
Right.
was to ask you, what race of females is the most hoes in America?
Mm, that's a tough one because I'm gonna say it's a tough one because it's different than it was maybe 10 years ago. It's
Hmm.
way more diversified now than it was maybe 10 years
Well,
ago.
let's say hoes meaning they got folks.
Okay.
We could because
Mm, that's a tough one because then I would be speaking for a whole lot of majority without, that's
well, what I
go ahead.
think, and because of the history of the game,
Right.
it would be the black female, right? And what it comes down to is that when the going gets tough, like you said, that white girl, they got the princess treatment. So when the going gets tough, they have an escape route. You get what I'm
Right.
saying?
A
They
back
have an escape route. The
a
black female
fallback
is
plan.
not going to have an escape route. You know, if everybody left the black female, do you think the black man will come back for the black female? I would think the pimp man will come back for the black female. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
So that's where it comes down to, I think, where that stereotype kicks in. And I don't care what race of dude you is, as long as you're going by the program of the game, it don't matter.
As long
But
as you're doing right by the game.
correct. As long as you're doing right by the game and playing the game the right way. But I do see why people will attack it that way, because the majority of the girls in the lifestyle is black to me.
Right.
You feel me?
I see you on. I see your point on that one. But I feel like that changed around 2016 when interracial dating started gaining traction, because it wasn't just in the game that you saw the black man choose the white woman over the black queen. You saw that outside of the game. We saw that in the square world, and we saw it in the game. You know what I'm saying?
Wait,
And so it wasn't until then that it was more like something that because a perception that I have is anything that's not our own race is exotic. So
uh-huh,
so you could be black, and and a white woman would be exotic to you because that is something that it's not you. It's something different,
uh.
right? So for a white man to a black female, you know what I'm saying? That's exotic.
Yeah,
That's
I mean, I ain't never been a black female, but I can see that perspective that you're giving right now.
yeah, the opposite, the attraction of the
Right.
opposite of the unknown. You know what I'm
Intrigued, they
saying?
be intrigued.
Right.
They want to see what it's
Intrigue, all that.
about.
Right.
You know,
Right.
I get that. I get that. I get what you're saying. So moving forward, what do you want? You feel me? If there was an audience that like these people in the comments, what would you want them to know about the game and moving forward about how race really don't matter?
I would say, it's really about the mindset. If we really getting down to the roots, it's the mindset of the pimping on what a bitch should be choosing. Because the mindset of the pimping is what's gonna either take you a long way, or it's just gonna take you to the stop sign, to the corner. You know what I'm saying? If for example, you have what's known as called the tennis shoe pimp. The one who gets the trap, and all he does is he goes and buys tennis shoes, and he just tries to make himself look good, and all of that sorts. That obviously type of mindset is short term. So to when it comes to choosing, you shouldn't be looking at the race, but more the mindset, because that's really what it comes down to the game. The
Huh,
mind is where all the game is held. So if anything, you should be choosing based on that instead of
huh.
the color, because we all know that you could do something better than I can. I could do something better than anyone. There's always someone better, right? So it's always about making the right choices based on knowledge. And people get that confused a lot. They don't understand. Like, they've been throwing this word game around so much that they lost the concept that game is knowledge. That's what it is. There's
I
nothing.
mean,
There's no. It's the knowledge of what you're doing, how to do it, how to word it, how to
but
manipulate it.
it comes down to how do you learn knowledge, right? And the best way to learn knowledge is through experience. See,
Right.
what this era is doing is they think they see the internet and they're gaining knowledge by what they're seeing on the internet. And that's not necessarily knowledge. You know, that can get you jump started to go pick up some knowledge, but it's not knowledge totality.
Right.
So that's the little, hesitating moment right now of the game. Is like they don't, especially with a female and a young female in this game, they're not taking it seriously because they get more attention off this game than currency, and they want more attention, and that's the issue.
And a big problem of that is the influence of social media.
No, for sure, for sure.
you know and the thing about it is, you know I'd say a fat percentage of hoes right now, they really think that game is broken down into 4 words. Let me count. Let me see. Hey baby, do you want a date? Oh, 7 words, my bad. They think game is broken down to standing somewhere for hella long, thinking that hey baby, do you want a date is some game. They have really tried to dumb down the game to being that simple, when the reality is we are supposed to be teaching our hoes the mindset and the mentality of the average. Even though we're not average ourselves, we are all men, and that's where we are connected. You have to be a man before you're a
Well,
pimp.
well, to give a little pushback,
Okay.
when a female is down, and she's saying, "Hey, baby, I want to date," she working. You know what I mean? And her just doing that is letting know the pimping know that she's down for her no matter what the situation is, right? Now, pimping could, you feel me, when they at the house, you know, she coaching them up or whatever, could tell her like, okay, we're gonna go try to bust up in a different lane. We might go see this city or go to try this. Are you prepared to do that? Now she might not even be prepared to do that, P. So you can't necessarily take her out of her comfort zone if she's not prepared to be out of her comfort zone. You get what I'm saying? So if a
This
bitch
is
is
true.
down saying, hey baby, you want to date 1,000 times in one day, that's okay. You feel me? Because you don't know what their household is talking about to where she might not even be mature enough to even go to the next level of a game. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's a big um debate that I've heard before, and that debate is used in order to justify the lack of giving. From my experience, for example, right? Because I've heard a couple other P's say the same thing, that some hoes, they can't comprehend anything advanced, any other advanced game. They can't they might not be comfortable with it, and whatever the case
No,
may be.
no, it's not. It's maturity. It's confidence. What if you deal with a peasant trick and then you wake up and go try to break on a wealthy trick, the confidence, the maturity, the conversation is not going to be developed enough yet there. So it comes on the pimping to be able to install those things, and then it comes for the bitch to be able to have the confidence enough that she can go, perform them type of conversations.
Right. I hear you on that point. My thing is my thing is it's it's too it's not enough game being given to the hoes that I've seen, because that's all it is. It's watered down now, in the same streets, the same blades. Is just hella watered down. And when you look at it, when you go and cruise a blade and you see how packed it is with hoes, that is a sign of it being watered down. So when something is watered down, the solution is taking the bitch out of the diluted, watered down area and elevating her to somewhere that's not overplayed. And like you said, not every bitch would be comfortable with that, but I guarantee you, you know what I'm saying, the psychological game is much safer than these streets.
No, for sure.
And when you breaking down the psychological, you have to reverse engineer it before you give it to the hoe, which means that first, since we are a man before we are pimp, we have to look within us as a man to see what our weaknesses is, to see how we think, reverse engineer that, and give it to the bitch so that she now knows what buttons to push, what to say, what what thoughts to plant in their heads in order to get the results that they want.
Right, right. So when you was in the game, like like did you do like what age range of hoes did you have?
Like
Like
in
was it like
20,
25 and up
that was like
or
20,
25 and 20?
20 and up.
Have you ever had a 25 and up type of bitch?
Mm, temporarily,
Temporarily. Now,
temporarily.
cause I'm asking these questions because when you're saying to install these things and stuff, I mean we're around the same age. I'm just thinking in my head, you must not deal with no young bitches. Not young like, but I'm saying like no 22-year-old bitches. Because and then you gotta understand when you're dealing with a 22-year-old bitch, you're competing against the internet,
Right,
right?
right.
So you're every day competing against the internet because what she gonna compare your program to the internet program of the lifestyle, right? Because that's all they know in the game right now. So what I'm saying is sometimes putting the bitch down in the trenches of the game is what's gonna get her the thick skin, right? Now, when you be
Right.
like, I really blame the man, right? If the pimp knows he got a mature female that could play different lanes, he might not got the confidence in himself to actually know how to put her in that type of position, right?
Right.
And that takes experience, right? It takes like when I jumped in this shit, everything was just on the go. I didn't give a fuck. Hey, I ain't never been on the blade. I'm going to the blade. I ain't never posted lines. I'm about to figure out how to post the lines. Like I was just, you feel me? I ain't never even played the casino. I went to the casino for 30 days straight, and it's just to go with it, just because I know. Well, fuck, I jumped in this shit before the internet, so it was just like, nigga, you gotta go find. Ain't no, I can't go jump on my phone and see how it's looking over there. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? I
Exactly.
only know it's in my head, so I gotta go see it. You know what I mean? As for now,
Right.
people can see everything across the world and not really necessarily have to go experience it. They could be like, oh, something's going on over there. Oh, I got enough information. I can try to bring what's going on over there to where I'm at, right?
Right.
And like you said, use the word watered down. I mean, I don't say I don't look at it watered down. I just look at life evolved, right? So I don't look at the game watered down. I just looked at life as evolved within social media and the internet and OnlyFans and all of that, to where it was only a matter of time, everybody wanted to be a pimp and everybody wanted to be a hoe. It was just a
Right.
matter of time.
Right.
Everybody was all, if you look at the history, everybody's been intrigued with the lifestyle. Why? Because it's been around since what? Forever. You know what I mean?
In Jesus' days.
Right. So it's the time that this is the time that everybody wants to emulate it. And it really comes down on who takes it seriously, man. You know what I mean? It really takes it who that's why I wanted to interview you, excuse me. That's why I wanted to interview you, because people get distracted off the race and all the bickering and all that shit and the
All the
mockery of the
noise.
game, that they forget how to take it seriously, so you could really benefit and grow from this shit, right?
Right.
Because we all, I mean, I jumped in this shit because I wanted a better life. I didn't jump in this shit to get attention or none of that shit. I was trying to, you feel me, help me and my family out in life, right?
Right.
So now moving forward, if it's watered down, right? If you were the pimping, is it about having a good catch hand or is it about having a good keep hand? You get what I'm saying? Because this is
Mm.
basically what we're saying to each other. It's like, do you want a good keep hand? Meaning, hey, this bitch is down for me saying, hey, baby, you want a date to 1,000 tricks a day, but she down for me, whether we winning or whether we losing, right? Or do I want to
Right.
catch hand to where it's like, hey, bitch, I could take you from here, put you in this position, and I'm gonna just keep trying to feed you this knowledge, and I can't go and robot you. You can go talk to that, wealthy trick, but are you gonna break them? That's what that's what it's gonna come down to. Are you gonna come back successful?
Right.
So
Well,
that's really what it comes down to.
the bitch can only come back successful with the knowledge and game that she's been laced with. I
No,
mean,
no, no.
loyalty
You can give
loyalty can
you
only
can
go so far.
let me ask you this E Money.
Yeah. Now, that's one thing to lie to me. But if you lie to yourself, you a motherfucking fool.
Yeah, told niggas stay down. Same niggas came up. I put niggas in the game. Now niggas wanna change up. Cold heart, I don't feel pain. In the wind with my little bae. I just hit her with a little game. She don't even know my real name. 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 Yeah, nigga ball like Bron. Chain swinging like nunchucks. These niggas need tampons. Duct tape on the gun butt. El Ray on the come up. Old bitch wanna come back. Hit her back like fuck that. Hell nah, I don't want that. If I gotta kill to live, I can't make amends. I'm into making money, not making friends. I can't take a L, I might take a risk and fuck a paper trail. I stack cake and chips. I can't play the fence, you can't pay your rent. I'm on 8%, eat steak and shrimp. You see I came to win, I can't break a bend. I want the biggest house, I want the latest Benz. Yeah, we'll say that then. Don't play with him, pay that man. Fly nigga, black Peter Pan. Broke niggas want a payment plan. Yeah, real niggas do real things. You know I gotta keep the bills paid. I just hit her with a little game. She don't even know my real name. Told niggas stay down.